Wait, before we go,
No, we are
No,
live.
no, no.
No,
There is no before we go, Liz. There is no before we go.
this is it.
I just got a quick
There is
question.
it. There's no quick questions, Liz. All questions will be live because this is it. The legendary Nerd O Roundtable is live and direct. Before we get today's show started, I have to send my heartfelt condolences, love, light, and prayer to Mo Kelly and the O. Kelly family. As many of you know, he lost his father last week, and he is, of course, as you can imagine, in the midst of planning for his father's homegoing services. So, Mo, we got nothing but love for you, brother. And, we're lifting you up in prayer, good sir. Ryan McBain, he's, doing his job. He's got games all night. Tom is talking Cunningham, is out doing Lord knows what. So it is us. Yours truly, King Nerdificent Wallace Sharp in the building. Anthony from Two Cubicles Down. How you doing, good sir?
Oh, hello, everybody. Welcome. Thank you for joining us.
And Dr. Liz for the freeway.
Hi, everyone.
Dr. Liz, you got a question. What's your question?
Oh, no, I answered it. I figured it out.
You already answered it.
It was a tech issue.
A tech issue. Okay. It's all good.
But I will say, hi,
Okay.
Miss McBain, right? His
Ooh.
mom.
Oh, she's
Ryan's
watching.
Mom.
Yeah. She always watching. Big love, Miss McBain. Boom. Actually, his last name is Smith, so big love, Miss Smith. Yes. McBain is the stage name. This week, Netflix, the Netflix universe is finally dropped on Disney Plus. Surprisingly enough, without any edits. I think that's what I was looking for. What everyone was looking for was, are they going to edit it? Are they going to dumb it down? Are you going to bleep out the N-word in Luke Cage? Are you going to break out some of the language in Daredevil, Punisher? Are you going to cut out some of the gore and the violence? No, they said, here is a parental warning sticker. Don't let your kids watch this. Have fun, everybody. I don't know, Anthony, have you been revisiting the Netflix universe on D Plus yet?
Not yet. I'm looking forward to it. I've been catching other shows on the old streaming platforms, but I'm looking forward to seeing this on Disney now. Start piecing together the whole, what we can call it, the MCU D Plus universe with all the series coming in now and rolling into one ginormous story to be told with Daredevil, Punisher, Luke Cage, Iron Fist, Ryan. Like all that's now rolling into this one program. We got it all on one streaming platform now. We're not really missing anything else, with the exception of Spider-Man.
So and we're also getting Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. too. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is also on the Disney Plus now. I know, Liz, but I'm saying they're really doing their best to bring everything under one roof. To your point, Anthony. Liz, have you either started beginning, the recatching up or reliving the Netflix universe?
No.
Oh, that's a no. That's a quick no.
I mean, and some of it I'm not willing to do. I know that you all can tolerate Jessica Jones way more than I can. I mean, the last season was more tolerable than the others. But
it was ass, Liz. It was ass. I'm sorry.
Like, so
Jessica Jones season 1 was good. The last season 2 was okay. Season 3, it was ass. It was ass. I'm sorry. It was just
it was intolerable for me to kind of go back down that road. But I mean, I can deal with going down even Iron Fist. But I didn't think that it was going to have edits. And I felt this way because the way they threw Daredevil into Spider-Man, it was not it to me. It made you feel like you had to go see that Daredevil. If they wanted to do some edits, then they would have put the horrific Ben Affleck Daredevil. Because that was the kiddier version.
Yeah. Well, I think when I'm talking about edits, I'm thinking more of a television edit. So I'm thinking like you have a movie like, say, Deadpool, but then when they showed Deadpool on TV, a lot of the F-bombs were bleeped out. And then to the point where when he did the second one, he actually did his own edited version, just like, I'm not going to let you do that to my art. I'm going to do my own. So that's what I thought they would have done. I would have thought that they would have, like, instead of, some of the F-bombs, it would have been, forget you, instead of fuck you. That's just what I was thinking.
I didn't feel like it was all that bad. Now, Punisher, that's the one that I could be like, okay, maybe you do need to do some edits. But the other ones, I guess, I mean, maybe I just have a higher tolerance, but I didn't feel like it was so much that needed to be edited out of the others, except, well, Jessica Jones. But the Punisher definitely could have gone with some edits, but because it was hard to stomach.
It was. I think language-wise, I would have thought of the three, Luke Cage would have garnered the most audio edits on the language. I just thought for how Disney is, they really, even their stuff that's really supposed to be aggressive, it skates the line of PG-13. Disney does not do R, and I think the language from Luke Cage, among all of, because they felt that in order to be street, you have to have a lot of cussing, a lot of N-bombs in there, and I think, which is tragic that they think that, but hey, whatever. I think that's the show that I thought would have garnered the edits. I don't know. But now it's interesting that since dropping the Netflix universe on Disney Plus, almost immediately they have revealed that there already is the Daredevil reboot in the works, which is like one of those, hey, let's get everyone up to speed. Everyone, make sure you watch Daredevil. And to be clear, Daredevil seasons 1, 2, and 3 were all phenomenal. It progressively got better.
It's the better one.
Best. Yeah.
It's better out of all of them.
Yeah. I wish they would have just kept everything Daredevil and then just had appearances from everybody and just culminated with a giant super Daredevil episode. I don't know if you needed all those extra
Especially
shows.
Jessica Jones.
Well, we also got now we have the Daredevil universe introduced with Vincent D'Onofrio with Kingpin.
Yes.
So now we have that huge. Now you can loop in all the old former Netflix franchises. Now with Echo and new Hawkeye.
Yes. And I think that's part of why they're doing this, is because for Disney Plus, especially since they got the rights back to all these shows, and then by saying, who can we introduce the wider Disney Plus audience to this universe without making them go back and watch the Netflix stuff, which we can't do. We don't want to send people away from our app. Let's give them Daredevil. We got the rights to Daredevil first with the Charlie Cox Daredevil. So it's not just Daredevil. They got the rights to actually use the actor Charlie Cox, who was licensed to Netflix. They got that back first. And they said, you know what? That'll be the intro. To your point, let's bring in D'Onofrio, Fisk, and get them down the Echo rabbit hole. All of this can spill out, and all these characters on a regular appear in each other's comic book.
And Daredevil fits so well. Like, I mean, even the series, the series where it leaves off on season 3, I just think it just fits so perfectly with what they've already built.
And we can't overlook the fact that even though they weren't able to include as much as they wanted, it's not as if the Netflix universe totally ignored the MCU. There were lots of mentions throughout all of the series, to the point where even in Iron Fist, he mentions Tony Stark by name, when he's making a new arm for Misty Knight. In Luke Cage, they mentioned Hulk tearing up Harlem. In Daredevil, they talk about the attack on New York. So I think all of these different shows, they did their best without being given full license to the shows to say, hey, we're part of it. So it's not as much of a jump to me as Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., which jumped the shark after season 2.
This. Okay, now let me say something about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., even though I'm not, I will say that Miss Marvel, I know that you were going to eventually talk about it, but Miss Marvel and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. actually could have a closer alignment.
Really?
Because of how the way that the this is going, like the way that we see the preview, Miss Marvel can go in a number of directions. And I say that because of how of how of just how her comic, because it looks like it's going through her comic, and it introduces in a, well, I mean, you can correct me, Tawala, but it does a really good introduction of Inhumans, and in this, because she's
Yeah.
one, and the whole first like series of Miss Marvel is, the comic books are nothing but Inhumans and fighting, and
Yeah.
of that whole storyline. And I think that you could either go the route of, you can go so many routes, but you can either go the routes of incorporating more of, Miles Morales and Miss Chavez, and you can do all that because that's what the comics do. But you could also take it another turn and deal with Agents of Shield in that and connecting it to other things. I mean, I think that you can do a lot with Miss Marvel if you want to.
Possibly. And you could. Only thing is this Miss Marvel and what you see in the trailer, by her putting on that kind of bracelet and it kind of activating her, what you would say would be her inhuman powers. There's a couple of different things that are coming out of the woodworks about this show. And the reason that she does not have, say, the actual powers from the comic, which the morphing of her body a la Mr. Fantastic, what they're saying is the bracelet that she's putting on is akin to the weapons that they discovered in Shang-Chi. And what was used there. So they're saying that Miss Marvel is closer tied to Shang-Chi with the weapon that Shang-Chi discovered in that film, and that the bracelet that she puts on is another artifact from an alien race that we were first introduced to in Shang-Chi, but it activates a gene within her. So just because she puts it on is what makes it work, kind of like how the 10 rings worked for Shang-Chi. And they're saying that both the weapon, the 10 rings from Shang-Chi, and the bracelet that we see her activating and using her powers with in the trailer for Miss Marvel also tie into the Inhumans, saying that the 10 rings and this bracelet device that comes to Miss Marvel come from the world of the Inhumans. It is alien artifacts left over from, the whatchamacallit, the damn Eternal. So we shall see. There's a lot. There's a lot. And I think in our chat you were talking about how because she's in Jersey, this could introduce Miles Morales. It could bring in everybody because her comic book touches everybody, even Moon or Devil Dinosaur, because they were down. It could go there. It could go there.
Well,
I know you're not Dallas.
I really do not like that comic book, but whatever.
With the introduction of her, we're just building that Young Avengers. That Young Avengers team is just getting built. I mean, what we got? We got Hawkeye, Captain America's kids.
Yep, we got Vision's kids. Yeah,
her.
Yep. The consistent mention of a Miles Morales within the MCU haven't shown them, but they keep name dropping them. Essentially, there's a lot that they could do there. The interesting thing that I'm seeing is with Miss Marvel, this looks like a show that I think they are gearing and targeting kids, even though those of us who know the comic, know the character, we see how this looks like the comic. I think that this is Disney and Disney Plus and the MCU and their way of saying, hey, we've actually got content for all ages. The movies, which kind of hit everybody. Moon Knight, that's for y'all adults, because that's going to be dark. That's going to be some crazy other stuff. Even Falcon and the Winter Soldier, or Captain America and the Winter Soldier, that's dealing with some political intrigue that the kids may have been like, huh? This is a show where they're like, let's get to some root content for kids, bridging kids from Spider-Man, No Way Home, and those films, saying we got something for the kids too.
I think it bridges people from the Hulu. Because I did, what was the show? Because I trudged through it and I wasn't a big fan. But
The Runaways, or Cloak and Dagger?
The Runaways. I trudged through it. I'm not a fan, so don't quote me on it. But you can tell they didn't have that much of a budget. So we'll
They
go
did not.
from, we
They
can
did
take
not.
it from there.
Yeah. Yeah. They did not. Cloak
But
and Dagger was also a struggle.
I didn't get into Cloak and Dagger.
No, you're not missing much. Okay, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. You don't have to. Real
But
quick,
I think
shout
this
outs
is
to
going to be
Richard Garrison and
but I
Daryl
will say
Sexton.
that but I will say this about Miss Marvel though, is that I don't know if you watch any of the animated where Miss Marvel was in it
Mm-mm.
and the Squirrel Girl, because they tried to do this animated series. It didn't work. The MCU, where it was supposed to be these it was not the Young
Yeah.
Avengers, but it was supposed to be something similar. It
Mhm.
didn't work. They put a whole bunch of promo behind it. And Miss Marvel, I hate to say this, and I'm not trying to rain on anyone's parade. It's not the funnest. It's not the funnest. She's very
Mhm.
difficult. She's not the funnest character. And her storyline is interesting, and I think the only real thing that's really interesting is her origin. So that becomes really fun to kind of deal with, and how they accustom themselves because they're Pakistani.
Yeah.
But at the same token, it also is not. It hasn't shown up well in animated versions, and they've done so many different. They've dropped her into, I think, at least two, and it's just, it doesn't translate well. It looks kind of cheesy. Her character's kind of cheesy. She's actually kind of boring. So it's going to be interesting. I mean, I really think it's for. It looks like there's, clearly there's a little updated budget, but I think it's for those Hulu people who may have liked the little teenage drama.
Kids.
It may be a
Like I
little
said,
bit but for them.
Yeah.
yeah.
Well,
That's
but
the
I
kid
mean,
audience.
like teenagers,
Even the
To me,
I think
trailer
hey,
it's more
was
of a
Liz,
done.
to us, teenagers are kids.
preteens.
Yeah. Kid
Well,
to
like
us,
the preteens.
teenagers, preteens, those are kids.
I get it.
We
I have
are
not.
on the wrong side of
I,
youth.
I'm not
Okay.
disagreeing with you. I'm just saying that's what they're
But
going
even
for.
that's how the trailer was done. I mean, it wasn't the
Yeah.
normal Marvel logo. It was a cartoon animated Marvel logo. The whole trailer had animated animation shoved into it. It's meant to draw on that younger audience because I mean, I hate to break it to you, what Iron Man came out 14 years ago?
True that. True
So
that.
you now have to capture a whole new audience. I mean, you dragged along us at that age. I mean, what was that, 14 years ago? You now have to start dragging in new people and start dragging in those dollars.
Yeah.
And this is how you're
Yeah.
going to do it. You're going to pull in the younger audience. Like, hey, those colors look cool. That animation style looks pretty cool. And then you start pulling in the kids. I mean, you're not pulling them in with Punisher. I mean, those parents
No,
ain't letting their 10
No.
year olds kids watch Punisher,
No.
but they'll let their 10-year-old kid watch this.
But
and
they're
I've
also not
tried.
letting
I
us
have
go though.
tried. Yeah, but I've
You've
also
tried to let
tried.
your kids watch the
No,
Punisher?
no, 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 no,
Oh.
no. But
Oh.
I've made some missteps, and you all have read on me on some missteps. But I have tried my hardest to get kids, little girls, interested in Miss Marvel, and so
I
it's
think
like
you got
one
to
of the
find the right
first.
character. You just got to
I was
find the
like,
right
it's
character for
one
them
of
to.
the first character, like the little book. I buy
Mhm.
them the whole little series of Miss Marvel, the book
Yeah.
one, trying to get them into it, and they're like, oh, okay.
But I mean,
That I mean, it's
historically, in comic books as a whole, it does go to show that even though comic books are crossing the border from like kids to teens or whatnot, it's tough because comic books are still geared towards young men and essentially, really and truly, old men. In the comic book shop, still when you go in there, average age is 35 and up. So you got to think when it comes to the comic book world, it goes the same as action figures for girls. No one is buying Wonder Woman action figures because girls are like, whatever, it's not Barbie. And guys are like, nah, I'm not playing with the girl
sweetie,
action
nobody
figure.
buys Barbie anymore.
No, I'm just saying, just period. I'm just talking about the history of action
Yeah,
figures
yeah.
based on women. Tomb Raider, Wonder Woman, Supergirl, it doesn't matter. Those aren't sellers because it's tough to get boys to play with girl dolls. That's how
That's
no matter
true.
what, that's just the psychology of our society. When it comes to comic books, there are, I would say, damn near zero outside of Wonder Woman. There are zero long-standing titles, solo titles for female characters. They've tried them all. They have tried Storm. They have tried Captain Marvel. They have tried Rogue. They have tried who named Black Widow. Every Marvel female character has tried. Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur.
That was not
Miss
good.
Marvel. No, they just those books don't sell.
But I still think that they should have gave Ironheart more of a chance.
It's unfortunately the sales didn't agree with you. Even though the blurred community, the push was huge. It was through the roof, and that still wasn't enough.
They released a new book on Ironheart's origin story.
Yeah. Just
maybe it just doesn't translate to comic book style of storytelling. Maybe the story
the stories are solid. They're actually solid comic book stories as far as like the A's and the B's and the C's of storytelling. I think, unfortunately, as much as we may want to think the nerd world is just all accepting of everyone, it's not. It's a lot of racism, a lot of sexism in the nerd community. There really, really is. Just go to Comic-Con and look at all the harassment that cosplayers face.
Miles Morales didn't get much of a chance. It kept getting reboot after reboot, and now it's really a young Avenger.
But look at that though, Liz. They kept giving it reboots. There's even another reboot. He has his own video game because it's a guy, and guys run the comic book industry. When it comes to girls, they're like, "Hey, let's try it. Oh, didn't work. Bye." That just seems to how the guys in charge are. It's one of those sad truths that they don't give women a shot. That's why it's like when Wonder Woman came out and was successful, it was, oh my God, this is it. But then have we seen anything else really like them backing a woman?
Yeah, but that one, I think that they failed in that first Wonder Woman release because they did not put the toys and all of the like when you would go and look for stuff, like when I was looking for stuff and when my daughter actually wanted stuff, there's nothing there.
Well, look at all the Spider-Man merch.
That's my point,
Liz.
All that Spider-Man merch that was dropped leading up to Spider-Man No Way Home.
Yeah.
I mean, I bought my godson so many Legos for Spider-Man.
Everything. Wonder Woman? No. That's my point, Liz. They didn't even invest in the branding of her show. They didn't invest in Captain Marvel. When it came out, they just said people are going to go see it because they got to see how the story continues. They didn't put a lot of push into that. They put less push into Wonder Woman 2. They put in even less push into Black Widow.
They did put a little bit more push into Wonder Woman 2 because you actually had a push around it. You actually had stuff you can buy.
You had
there was stuff that's coincidental. There was coincidental stuff.
But you had stuff
in film.
You had Legos and everything else.
But you had the success of a bigger film for it to carry it.
Yeah, that's true. But I'm saying compared to what Wonder Woman first had, zilch. I went back to the 70s stuff in order to the stuff that's been around forever. People were hand making Wonder Woman stuff to sell because there was nothing out there.
The Wonder Woman pilot that was never picked up. What was that? Late 2000s?
Oh yeah, with Padalecki.
Yep.
Padalecki. Was it Adriana Padalecki?
I think so.
I think this was.
Yeah. I mean, that pilot, I remember, was just not picked up, shot and everything.
Yeah.
Never ran.
It's tough. It's hard out there on a woman. It is hard out there on a woman when it comes to backing, when it comes to doing anything nerdy. Hell, for whatever you want to say about the Eternals, the nerd community at large was shitting on Chloe Zhao before they even saw it. Before they even saw a trailer, they put her on it, and people were like, F her, without even giving it a look, without even giving it a chance because it was a woman. When you look at even hell, let's go back to the Netflix universe, which we started with. Some of the dopest, most action-packed episodes of any of those shows are directed by women. Luke Cage, probably, I'd say 70% of Luke Cage is directed by women. Daredevil season 3, which everyone is like, oh my God, that was the truth. When it comes to action, women behind the cameras. Because those creators, those showrunners were like, fuck y'all. Women know what they're doing. Give them the shot. It's just, it seems that we just have an unfair kind of latitude given to women that just, it's just not fair. It really, I'm hoping that Miss Marvel actually doesn't do what you're asking, but does do what you're looking for, Liz. Inspires little girls to say, you know what? I want to pick up a book on this. If there are books available.
There are. I mean, and they continue to keep, especially if you don't go to comic book stores, you can go to Barnes and Noble, and you can find Miss Marvel. You can't find that at, Ironheart is hard to find. So if you are looking for Ironheart,
I think it'll come back
good
though.
luck.
I think Ironheart, I think we're gonna start to see more stuff as we get closer and closer to the Wakanda Forever, because they're really starting to, like, all the news outlets are picking up her performance.
I do not like the reboot of Ironheart's origin story, but I like the original origin story. So I'm curious to see. I hope that they go with the first one, because I just think that she's more relatable. And you guys have heard me say that over and over again. The second version is not as relatable as the first, but we'll see. I'll take her for what it is. But I do think that Miss Marvel, I look, I have low expectations because the other stuff that Miss Marvel has been in already has not been that good. So I have low expectations, and I think that it'll be enough to get at least my little girl. She'll be interested in watching it. Because she's watched everything mostly everything from MCU.
Okay. The other show that dropped yet another incredible trailer this week was Moon Knight, which, if I'm not mistaken, doesn't Moon Knight start next week? I think it's next week.
26th?
Yeah.
No. It's the week after. It starts the 30th.
The 30th?
Yeah, it starts Wednesday the 30th.
2 weeks.
The first episode. So we got 2 weeks to Moon Knight.
What is it? When we roll into May, we'll be having We'll be having Ms. Marvel and Kenobi.
Kenobi
on the same day.
Yeah.
So we'll be having 2 shows, MCU and Star Wars Universe, dropped on the same day.
That's the first. And that is the first.
That is a very big first.
I'm super looking forward
what I'll
to
be
Moon
watching.
Knight.
Moon Knight?
I will not be watching your Kenobi. No. That'll be
Liz,
that'll be my
sleeping.
second. That'll be my third thing that I'm going to be watching.
Kenobi is going to be the truth. That Kenobi trailer is quite possibly the damn Kenobi trailer is better than all of the non-Mandalorian episodes of Boba Fett combined. Just that trailer. That's how amazing that trailer is. Like Dave Filoni said, I'm going to give you guys the animated series live. Oh my God. Seeing the Inquisitors live, yo, Anthony.
In person. That shit was great. Shit was great.
Do it. Oh man.
The only 2 things we did not get to see are Maul and Vader. Yeah. We heard Vader, but we didn't get to see him.
Yes.
And we know he's in it. So
I just want to know how they're going to explore why he's in hiding. Why Obi-Wan is in hiding, and why he's not even why. We know why. I'm sorry. Scratch that. We know why he's in hiding, what he was doing in hiding, and was he just dropping in on Tatooine once in a while to check on Luke? Was he like traveling the galaxy to stay away from Luke and like lead like Vader off of his trail, and then he finally ends up on Tatooine? Are we going to get a live action version of the final duel between Maul and Obi-Wan?
Are we going to get another duel? Are we going to get another duel between an original duel between Vader and Obi-Wan?
Okay, how about you tell everyone, either one of you, where does this fall in the timeline?
Well, 10 years before
A New Hope.
New Hope.
Yeah.
I mean, Luke looked 10, so I'm going to say 10 years before A New Hope.
Yeah. Like right
before. I mean, I'm going to round Luke up to 20. It's only 20 years between the end of Revenge of the Sith and the start of A New Hope.
Yeah.
So,
and really, when you think about it, the Obi-Wan series could arguably feature the Mandalorian. It could arguably feature some interaction with Grogu, Ahsoka. You know, it really could. Like those are things like Ahsoka running into Obi-Wan, like coming back saying, "Hey, Obi-Wan, I heard you were on Tatooine. You know, I've been hanging out here lately.
I wonder if him
know.
and Uncle Owen are going to get a drink together at the cantina. Like, hey, what you doing here? Like, are they going to have that interaction? Like, yo, that's Vader's
like
brother.
Like, there's got to be some type of interaction that has Owen kind of like, you know, just whatever, man. Fuck old Kenobi. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, because it's like there's something that happened that made him become a hermit.
Mm-hmm.
Give up the lightsaber altogether. Something happened. And I'm thinking Vader came, whooped off in that ass, you know, maybe mortally wounded him something and said, ha ha, I have finally bested you. But as we saw when Anakin was getting the electroshock therapy from the Emperor, he still had a heart. So maybe he didn't have the heart to kill him. Maybe he was like, I want you to live with the pain of knowing you're the last Jedi. And he went off breathing into the darkness. I don't know. I just think that there's so much story that we can actually see in this. Hell, for all we know, Lando could pop up in this.
Oh,
what?
God. Him and Donald Glover shows up?
I don't know if it'll be Donald Glover, but maybe a different actor.
I mean, Han. Well, like let's go back to that. Han is on Tatooine with Jabba.
He is
for Jabba.
He is.
Him and Chewie are hanging out. So I mean, we got that possibility. We have Boba Fett possibility of making an appearance.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
He's running with that crew too.
That is true. There's There's a lot of bounty hunters that they could also introduce as well. A lot of bounty hunters. If like the Inquisitors aren't doing the job, maybe, you know, the Emperor's like, let's get some bounty hunters to find these Jedi.
No disintegrating them this time.
Yes.
When Vader talks that shit to Boba. So we got possibilities.
Boom. I look, Liz, I know you're not with it, but I think that Obi-Wan it's going to be a love letter to fans. I really think
we'll see. Because you said the same thing last year when we were
I did not say that same thing about Boba Fett.
I did.
You did?
I had my hopes up. And then once episode 3 came in there, it's like, all right, it's looking kind of, but then we got 5 and 6. No,
and I remember kind of like being on the fence. I was never against Boba Fett, but I was on the fence because the trailer didn't grab me. And I know of like
I'm talking
most
about
of us on the show
at the end of
Mandalorian. Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of Mandalorian, and when y'all were like, and Boba Fett is coming, you guys were super excited.
Well, yeah, we just watched him destroy the shit out of a bunch of stormtroopers. Then he went and did the raid to rescue Grogu against the Empire Star Cruiser, and then he books it. And then just as he books it, the X-Wing comes in, and everybody lost their fucking mind on that scene.
That's fair, and it's fair to lose your mind. Yeah,
everybody's head exploded when we got Luke running around the Star Cruiser, fucking shit up with the Sith droids, and then we get the hallway battle scene. Like, oh fuck! Like you were just on Cloud City at that point.
Yeah,
for the book of Boba Fett.
I think we were good to be hyped. It's like we were righteously hyped. Just when I just saw the first trailer, I was just like, oh,
Star Wars is a hit and a miss. So I hope that this hits for both of you.
Like, I'm hoping it hits too. I can't take another hit.
Yeah. I'm praying. I really am. I think to me,
my heart is out.
I at least trust that Kathleen Kennedy is not as involved as far as the creative direction of this, because this is like, look, Favreau, Filoni, this is all you guys. I'm putting my name on it. See, KK is still on there.
Yep.
But I don't have the undue creative control as I have on some of the other projects that caused them to crash and burn.
She has to be an EP in name only.
Yeah.
In name only, nothing else.
Yeah.
And when they got rid of, as of right now, the Rogue Squadron's pretty much on hold.
So almost indefinitely. Indefinitely.
And I think that was great with Patty Jenkins at the helm of that one after her horrible run at Wonder Woman 2. Yeah. I think they're doing a service by shelving that for
now. You know
time.
what's interesting aren't Patty Jenkins and Gal Gadot, are they still doing Cleopatra? I think they are still doing Cleopatra. So I think maybe that's why She's like, I want to focus on Cleopatra because it's going to be an epic.
Yeah, but Wonder Woman, if as bad as Wonder Woman 1984 was, it's still, I think that there's, I don't know. I mean, I could still see why they would
Don't say
want
that you think
in
that
the
there's hope.
future. No,
No,
there,
that was a
Don't,
I
don't
don't,
you give
I,
that? Don't you give that hope?
I still
to
Don't
say
you
that
do
believe
it?
that
movie was
they're gonna do
okay.
another Wonder Woman.
No, that movie was a dumpster fire, like
Did I
times 10.
say that it was an okay movie?
Mm-mm.
I said as bad as 1984 was, it makes no sense to walk away from Wonder Woman.
Oh no! Wonder Woman 3 has already got the green light.
So
And
it
here's the
is
thing.
what it is.
Here's the thing. It already has the green light, and Linda Carter has already spilled the beans that she returns in Wonder Woman 3, which took my hopes down. I'm sorry, love you, Linda Carter, but you saying that you're in it, why? What are
I'm
we
gonna tell you what's so
doing?
interesting about that is because the people who were against the first Wonder Woman, and I was like, well, can you watch it first before you trash it? They were the people who were extremely on her side. They could not get over the fact that she's not Wonder Woman. And I was like,
But is there a generation? Is there an old enough generation who would have seen Wonder Woman with Gal Gadot and not have wanted to see it because Linda Carter is not Wonder Woman?
yes, yes,
I
I have
find that
met many
population
of
is
these people.
very tiny. That would be
I
a
have met
very
many of these people.
minuscule.
Hmm.
Yeah,
How
but
are
I'm
you
telling
going
you,
to? How are they? What is their
telling you.
argument saying that they're not seeing the Wonder Woman movie because an aged Linda Carter isn't
Look,
playing
I'm
Wonder
telling
Woman?
you,
That's
I am
that,
telling
Anthony.
you,
That would be weird.
it doesn't make
That
sense to
extremely
me.
weird.
It doesn't make sense
Not
to
even
me.
de-aging.
No,
I
I
understand.
mean, I'm not. I'm not saying Linda Carter was a bad Wonder Woman. She was great. She was good at it for the time.
Yes.
But what was that? Was it
Yes.
like 73,
Yeah,
74?
look, I am here with you. It makes no sense to me. But at the same token, and I've tried to explain that Wonder Woman is a good enough movie for you to see it. So I can understand why bringing her back makes sense to try to reach out to these. And I think that they're loud. There are
Mm.
few, but they're loud. And it's trying
Mhm.
to pay service to those few loud people who really, and at this point,
Yeah.
But that
after
would be like,
84, why not? I
but that
mean,
would be like,
1984 was so bad that you might as well do whatever.
but that would be like me getting mad that Adam West isn't coming back as Batman, and then Warner Brothers catering to my anger
Okay, let me
That's
tell you
true.
why there's a difference.
because Adam West is
They're not.
dead.
No. Well, okay, whatever.
I mean, there's that, but like,
But let me tell you why there's a little bit of a difference. There's been how many Batmans? How many Wonder Womans have there been? And so there's been an akin that people have had towards her. So even when she came in at the very, very end of 1984 and
That's
you
fan
saw her
service.
walking, it was for fans.
Yeah.
And
I
people
mean, but
really, really wanted her to be
Yeah.
in it.
cool. We got Lou Ferrigno in the Hulk.
Yeah, cameo. Boom.
Yeah,
Look, Anthony,
That's what I'm saying.
I'm
I mean,
just
to me,
telling
it's
you,
the
people
way
just
Linda
love
Carter's out there pushing
Linda
it
Carter.
is like she's all the way in it, maybe guiding Gal Gadot into the future. I don't know, because again, even if you make it Wonder Woman 95, it's still a bad idea.
Yeah.
You can't just be going every 10 years and still no one knows about it by the time Bruce Wayne is looking for her. If the next Wonder Woman film isn't in the right now,
It doesn't make sense.
it's a
I
huge
agree.
problem. You know,
It has to
we
be
shall
in the
see.
right
We
now.
shall see.
It has to be in the right now.
Mm-hmm.
I hope they learn their lesson. I hope they're just like, no, we're going to do it right now. Speaking of learning their lessons, Netflix. We started with Netflix. I want to bring Netflix back. Netflix and this whole move that they've got coming after people for the password sharing.
Right?
Like, I'm
More.
like,
That is
what? That's gangster. I was like, explaining to kids, I was like, okay, so look, if you all are using my account at mommy's house, I'm going to get charged twice. Okay. That's how it kind of breaks down for the password sharing, because that's how they're going to start checking it. If you share your password, you will be charged an extra fee for each password shared.
But
The
aren't they
hell?
allowed multiple
They're gonna people gonna
accounts
get
on
upset.
like multiple profiles on an
Mhm.
account? So you can be logged
Yes.
in at one place and then log out
No,
and then
no,
log in
no,
somewhere
no.
else.
You can't hear. The only issue is they're going by IP addresses.
Oh.
Yeah, but what if I'm
Yeah.
at work? I'm at work and sometimes I want to show the something on Netflix. I'll log into my account.
They may clock you, Liz.
This
They
is
may
not going to
clock you.
work. This is not going to work. There's going to be so many people who complain. They're going to I already wait for the people who going to complain. And they're going to reverse this decision.
We shall see. When I saw it, I was like, you all are insane, Netflix. You all are insane. I don't know how. And look, Disney Plus better not try that. Okay, you hear me, Disney Plus?
Well,
don't you try it.
Disney Plus is trying the new
the commercial.
The commercial.
Version. Yeah. That
Disney
is
Plus is trying the commercial. What the hell? Yeah. What the hell is somebody else paying for so I can watch Disney Plus with commercials?
I don't know. Yeah. They're saying they're going to charge an extra. What is it? $3-4 per shared account.
No,
that's a lot. I'm just saying it's a lot. Netflix doesn't have that many shows for you to be tackling. And I'm not saying that I do share my account.
Did you see
Netflix? I know you're watching.
Finish Ozark?
Liz, I have not gotten past to episode 1. I haven't had a chance to go back. I literally, since the only thing I've watched maybe since the last episode when we were all together was the Batman. Other than,
did you go see it again since you went to sleep?
No, I have not. Everyone I know says it's the truth. And here's the thing. Here's what's crazy, right? My girl, who does not know anything about Batman at all. Okay, she went with her kids begrudgingly, like, I don't want to go see no Batman. Blah 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 blah. Went to go see it. She hits me, babe. Batman is amazing. That movie is great. She loved it, and she knows there is not an ounce of nerd in her. She thought it was the truth. Best thing she's seen in I don't know how long. Now I'm like, damn it. Now I got to go back and see it. When? I don't know. I'm like right now, I'm the spare time that I have for even watching stuff. I'm still caught up in a lot of anime shows. Like I'm watching Attack on Titan finally, and my mind is just blown. Attack on Titan I know I'm super late. I'm getting on at the right time though, because they're in their final season, but that show is phenomenal. Speaking of which, Liz, what are you watching that's out there?
Oh, Apple TV. So our dear friend, but
wait, which dear
Samuel
friend?
Samuel Jackson has a new show out, and it is not nerdy at all. But I will say that it is extremely captivating because it's about the name of it. Okay, it's hard to pronounce, so let me pause. It is called The Last Days of Ptolemy Gray. And it's about
you posted that picture of him looking old.
Yes, so good. It's
What's
so
it about?
sad. Because it's an old man who is losing he has dementia, and he gets this cure. He's getting this treatment, and for to regain his memory. And he's haunted by his older memories, and so now he gets to remember everything at every given point. And the one young man who took care of him, his nephew, was killed. And so he's been trying to retrace to figure out what happened to his nephew. It's such a touching show. I love it so much. So that's out. But Apple TV is coming with it. Look, there may not be a lot of shows on Apple TV Plus, but you should check it out. It's worth every single dollar. It has all the stars on the show, on the whole thing.
All right. Anthony, I know I'm not a fan of The Boys, but I do like The Boys animated series. The Boys animated series. The Boys.
It's just
Diabolic. Yo,
it's just as sick and disgusting as a show, if not more.
I think it's worse. I think the animated series works because they're able to get away with a lot more insanity. That episode about the Vought kids going to kill their parents, I was like, I don't know if I should be watching this. This is a hard watch. Kids who've been experimenting, going on killing their parents in the worst ways. In today's climate, I was like, I don't know. This is horrible. But I said, because of that, I may give The Boys season 3 another shot because I'm like, damn, this animated series is crazy.
You got to think about when we watch The Boys on live action. Like, you got people exploding, the sex scenes, killing each other, melting people with their eyes. But now bring that into the animation world, and it is just magnified on how much gross and disgusting, how much more they can get away with on that show.
It's animated. Don't watch it with your kids. What are you watching, Anthony?
Oh, The Addams Project.
Wow.
On Netflix.
Okay.
With Ryan
What
Reynolds.
you think about it? What you
I
think
want to
about
see
that?
that.
I like it. It's good. I mean, come on. You got time travel. You got Ryan Reynolds. You got what's his name? The Hulk.
Mark Ruffalo.
Mark
Mark
Ruffalo.
Ruffalo.
I mean,
Jennifer Garner.
You got a great cast. I mean, it's a solid movie. That one you can't watch it with the kids. It's not as bad as
even Gamora.
Zoe Saldana.
Zoe Saldana. She's in it. Yeah. I liked it a lot. I liked it. I saw that, when it came out, and I was like, this is dope. It was giving me like if Back to the Future was made by the MCU. That's how I was like, yo, if the MCU did Back to the Future, the soundtrack was great.
Great visuals. I mean, you get to look in the Last Starfighter type of vibe going on it. Very cool. Very, very nostalgic. I mean, it's about time travel, time traveling back to yourself, and messing shit up.
Like I think that was what got me the most. I think that's what really caught me is the time traveling and going and connect yourself. Like, what would you do if you had the opportunity to do that? How would you interact? And like, to me, all the different emotions he was going through, I really, really enjoyed it. Just as even watching it with my daughter, I was like, she loved it. It was a great, great ride. Right after I watched that, I finally saw Free Guy, which was phenomenal.
It was good.
I had no idea it was that good. I damn near got choked up in the end. I was like, I didn't expect this movie at all.
It was good
in that movie.
It was good.
And the director of both of those is doing Deadpool 3.
Yep.
So the director,
him and Ryan teamed up.
Yeah, Deadpool 3. So now I'm like, it's official. And with what I saw from Free Guy and from the Addams Project, I was like, Adam Project. Yeah, I said, let's do it. Ryan, you are hilarious. Ryan's talking about don't fall asleep when I see Batman again. Look, I'm not. All right. Shout out to Ryan McBain for checking us out.
By the way, did you all see Space Force? Did you see season 2 of it? Yeah.
No, not yet.
I didn't watch it yet. Not yet. It's on the list. I definitely want to. I'm a fan.
But that kind of dropped by surprise. Like they put on Netflix without any
notice.
No notice. It just, all right, hey, Space Force season 2 is out. It's like, oh.
Yeah, I just got the alert. Up. Hey, you watch Space Force season 1, Space Force season 2 is out. I was like, okay.
It's a shorter season.
Y'all just say that.
Was it 6 episodes? 5 episodes?
It's like 1 episode shorter or something.
No, look, I'm with it. Maybe I can get through it soon as I can get through the Ozark. What am I missing out there? What are you seeing, Liz? Is there anything that I ain't caught?
Nothing much, Sonic is coming out.
Yeah. The highest grossing film of 2020. Can't beat it.
I can't. Although I have to, because the kids have already said, so you take us to see that, right? I was like, wait, what? They're like, we're going to go see it, right? I was like, okay.
It wasn't as bad as you thought it was going to be.
Idris Elba's in it.
Yeah, I know.
Idris Elba plays Knuckles.
He's Knuckles, I know. Look, I wasn't mad at the first one. I just didn't know if the first one garnered me taking the kids for a full-on adventure to the movies.
Oh,
come on!
The first one was on TV.
Highest grossing film of 2020. Can't beat it. But it dropped like 2 weeks or 3 weeks before it shut down. Hey, but look, honestly though, that studio Paramount rolled the dice and they got a winner. I mean, they pushed it back. They pushed it back to the fans complaining about how Sonic looked. They nudged it right in there right before the pandemic hit in 2020, and they made bank for being the highest grossing film of 2020.
All right. Okay.
I mean, so timing is everything. Timing is everything.
Look,
they landed.
People didn't think that Pikachu was going to wasn't going to be as good, and I was stunned
I like
at how fanfare Pikachu was. But to each his own.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
know when
yeah.
that one's coming out. Isn't there a sequel? There got to be a sequel.
Supposedly, who knows? Who knows?
There
Oh
has to
yeah,
be.
I'm tripping. Next week, on the 925th episode of Nerdorama, doesn't Morbius come out next week?
Yes,
Oh,
after
Yeah.
a whole
Yeah.
year plus of
Yes.
getting
Yeah.
pushed back.
But it's coming out at a good time. No competition. I think I may go see that just because
Well,
no competition.
they have 1 week of no competition because Sonic will be out the next week.
That's funny, Liz. That's funny. If Morbius is taken out by Sonic, Liz, do you know that studio needs to hang it up? They need to go and tell Craven, we're not going to be able to do it, dude. We lost against Sonic on our second week.
They gotta stop making
Sonic
these
is
villains
good.
into anti-heroes. Just
That is
fucking
true.
be done with it. Stop
That
it.
is true. That is true.
Stop it.
Do you
What
know
are you
that they
talking
actually
about?
cast a villain for Craven to fight against as if he's the hero? They cast this actor, I don't know his name, but they cast this actor to be the chameleon who is the villain in the Craven movie. But I'm like, but Craven is a villain. What are we doing here?
And they both hunted Spider-Man.
They both hunted Spider-Man. I'm
And
losing my mind.
You would have been better off putting Chameleon in Black Widow, because Chameleon was always trying to get into S.H.I.E.L.D. and fuck shit up with S.H.I.E.L.D. and Nick Fury.
Yes.
You were better off doing that than you are with
Mm.
Craven the Hunter going after Chameleon.
Why would Craven the Hunter go after him? It's like, you can change the way you look, but you can't change the way you smell. I don't know. It just seems like a stupid idea.
That's gonna, that's how he's gonna find him. That's how he's gonna find him, is through his damn fucking sense of smell. Let me guess. Is this one also taking place in New York City without Spider-Man?
It is.
Yeah.
Craven comes to supposedly it's a
fascinating.
take on Craven's Big Hunt, which is a great
That was a good
Spider-Man
comic.
story.
Yep.
Great story. How can you do that without Spider-Man being hunted?
Because wasn't Punisher also in that series?
Yes.
Because everybody was hunting Spider-Man.
Yes.
I think it was him, Punisher, Craven, and wasn't the Sinister Six somewhere?
I think there were a few folks in there.
Yes.
Hunting after Spider-Man.
Speaking of Spider-Man, did you see who was just cast in the new Madam Web film?
Wait, they didn't go with Dakota Johnson?
Well, they went with Dakota Johnson, but they're also casting Sydney Sweeney. So, I don't know if anybody's seeing Sydney Sweeney or Dakota Johnson. They are really, going with a younger group of women for this movie, and it is really sexy. Like, it is going to be one of those hot films where they go, "Hey, we are getting in the hot girls."
You can't do a Madam Web origin story for a character who's like, in the comic books and in every animated anything, Madam Web is like 105 years old, bound to a spider-themed wheelchair, because they sell those. They sell spider-themed wheelchairs with the big look. It's a stupid idea. Madam Web is not a good selling story.
But you know what? Coming. Sure, why not? This is coming into it's looking like a high school movie with these girls in this film as Madam Web.
By the way, since we're on the Spider-Man talk, did we hear that the star of our Spider-Man is asking for more money?
Why wouldn't he? Yeah. Why wouldn't he?
And he's actually asking for $100 million, which to me isn't that much, since the movie made $2 billion. Just one movie, last movie, made $2 billion thus far.
Is he asking for $100 million for his next film or the next series?
For his he wants a contract renegotiation for the next arc, which to me, I mean, like, that makes sense. That's fair. That's fair. I'm like I'd give it to him. If I'm Sony, I'm going to give it to him. Why? Because he won with Spider-Man No Way Home, and then he turns around and wins with the Uncharted. Uncharted was a huge movie for them. Huge movie. One of the most successful video game movies ever made. One of the first major blockbuster outside of Angelina Jolie's Tomb Raider. Seriously, Uncharted did it. Shocked the hell out of everybody. He can pop his collar. He needs to be like, hey
You
guys,
know,
I'm gonna need a
I'm gonna
little more money next time around.
Yeah, you want to
there
hit.
is a movie. There's a movie on Apple TV. He did a movie on Apple TV Plus called Cherry, and
Yeah.
he plays a drug. He plays he's addicted to drugs. He's addicted to meth. It's a sad story, but it showed his range because you wouldn't
Yeah.
really think of him looking, a
Look,
meth
he's a
addict.
great actor. He's a great actor. Really, really fun, to watch on screen. He picks the right roles. Give
Hmm.
that dude his money, man. Give that dude
Because what we
his money.
don't want is a replacement.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, that was the
No,
whole.
no,
That
no.
was the whole spiel after. Was it Homecoming? When Sony and Feige were feuding, and he had to call
Yeah.
them up,
Yeah,
shit-faced drunk, and
yeah.
basically beg them not to end his arc.
Hey,
Let him
look,
do Far From Home and No Way Home.
let him get it because next
Mm.
week I'm sure we are going to savage Morbius, Sony. So don't mess around. Stop fucking playing games. Give Tom Holland what he
He's
wants.
it's only 10% of
Yeah,
one movie, not
yeah,
including like
yeah, yeah.
all of
Stop
the
playing.
combined the three films. Come
Stop
on. I
playing.
mean, it's just
Like, and you guys are eventually going to try to bring all of these anti-hero
Toby.
villains into a Sinister Six film, and they're going to have to finally face off against Tom Holland. Stop playing around, y'all. You know you're going to do it. Give him his money.
How the hell are you? I don't get
Shit.
how you're going to do that when they're anti-heroes.
Somehow they'll end up hating him somehow because it's Sony, and so far Sony has shown us that they have no idea what they're doing with all of the characters that they have. They're literally over there playing with house money, saying, "Why don't we try this?" But that's not how it works. I don't care. Do it. Sure thing, boss. Sure thing.
Hey, they write the check.
They write the check.
I mean, well, maybe they're doing how DC TV is.
Whatever.
I mean, DC TV is rolling the dice, and is coming up with
just whatever.
Guys,
I mean, there are some companies who totally don't care, which is why the MCU wins. The MCU wins because they not only have a guy in charge who cares, but he brings people on board. Kevin Feige finds directors, he finds creatives, he finds costume designers, food service, craft service. So he finds folks that actually care about what they're doing. And it's hard as shit to bring these decade-old stories. Some of these stories are damn near going on 100 years old, and he is bringing them as close as you can to a concise universe. Yeah, there's holes here and there, but the MCU still wins. They still win all around. I'm about to go and get with Daredevil season 1.
You're not gonna watch The Flash?
The
Flash
Flash
is back.
I'm about to binge all 3 seasons of Daredevil. No, but I got to go with some anime. I don't know. It's about to be a long weekend, y'all. It is about to be,
and you got to finish those, right?
Weekend. I eventually, maybe sooner or later, I'll get with a list. It's not on the top of my list. It's good. It's good.
Or you're not missing much on him.
Yeah, I'm gonna get with it. I am. I promise you that. Hopefully next week the whole crew will be in the building. Once again, our prayers to Mo Kelly and the O'Kelly family, lifting you all up in this trying times. Till next week, Anthony, take us out, good sir.
Good news, everybody.
Dr. Liz,
get on your phones, scour the internet, and Scooby-Doo this shit, because Spider-Man Far Away From Home, No Way Home, and Homecoming all 3 are streaming right now.
I just bought the bundle. Excelsior!